Hello, and welcome to another video of tutoring with Leah Cremona. In this video, I'm going to explain how to find the percent composition of an element in a compound. Feel free to comment down below if you find this video helpful, and don't forget to subscribe if you are new. So, to find the percent composition, you're going to multiply the number of atoms of that element times the mass number of that element times 100, and then divide all of that by the formula weight of the compound, which is basically the molar mass, or the total mass of that compound. So what is the percent composition of oxygen in calcium hydroxide? So to do this, we need to first find the number of atoms of that element. So here we're looking at oxygen. Now oxygen is in here. So this 2, outside of the parentheses, applies to the hydrogen and also applies to the oxygen. So we know that there are 2 atoms of oxygen. So starting our equation here, the percent composition of oxygen in this compound is equal to, so we have atoms of that element, so there are 2 atoms of oxygen, so 2 times, now we have the mass number of the element. So the mass number is found from looking at the periodic table, and for oxygen here, it is 16. So 16. And we multiply that by 100. Now, all this is divided by the formula weight of the compound, the total weight of the compound. So we need to calculate that. For calcium here, calcium has a mass number of 40.08, and there are, here, oxygen has a mass number of 16. However, there are 2 oxygens, which means we need to multiply 16 times 2 to give us this. And as explained before, for hydrogen, there are 2 atoms of hydrogen as well, which means we need to multiply this by 2 as well. And this is in grams as well. We add these numbers up to give us the formula weight. That would be 74.1 grams. Now we solve this whole fraction. 2 times 16 times 100, all divided by 74.1, is 43.18%. So we know here that oxygen makes up 43.18% in the compound calcium hydroxide. So basically here we're just finding from the masses the percent that the element takes up. For example 2, we have hydrochloric acid, and we want to know the percent composition of hydrogen. So once again, we use this equation. So the number of atoms of hydrogen is 1. Times the mass number of hydrogen, which is 1.01, times 100. And this is all divided by the formula weight of the compound, the total weight of hydrogen and chlorine. So we know that hydrogen's mass number is 1.01 grams, and chlorine has a mass number of 35.45 grams. Added together, this is 36.46 grams. This is going to be the formula weight. Which we plug in right here. The answer here is 2.77, and we know that is a percent. So hydrogen makes up 2.77% in the compound of hydrochloric acid. For the fourth example, what is the percent composition of carbon in the compound carbon monoxide? So in this case, we have to find the chemical formula for carbon monoxide. We know that carbon is represented by C, and monoxide, here we know that mono indicates 1, and then oxide indicates oxygen. So we have 1 atom of oxygen. So the chemical formula is carbon monoxide. 1 carbon atom and 1 oxygen atom. We can plug in numbers into the equation to find the percent composition of carbon in this compound. So as before, we know that the percent composition is equal to the number of atoms of that element. In this case, we're looking at carbon. So in the chemical formula, there is only 1 atom of carbon, so 1 times the mass number of carbon, which is 12.01 times 100. And this is all divided by the formula weight of carbon monoxide. So now we have to find the total weight of this compound. Carbon has a mass number of 12.01, and oxygen has a mass number of 16. So we add these two together to find the formula weight, which is 28.01 grams. This is the formula weight, which goes in the denominator. The answer here is 42.88, and we know that this is the percent. So carbon makes up 42.88% of the weight in carbon monoxide.